Without any further ado, let's take a look. All right. So here we are. We're on the street in Nova Praetoria. Nova Praetoria is the heart of Emperor Cole's domain. In the distance, you can see Cole's Tower. This is a landmark that looms over almost every aspect of Praetoria. Anywhere you are, you know that Cole is watching and he's ruling the city. The city surrounding is called Nova Praetoria. Nova means new. It's the newest part of Praetoria. Praetoria has several zones, and they kind of progress from the roots of the original city of Praetoria to Cole's vision of the perfect, planned out, golden city in his eyes. It's new, it's bright, it has a lot of open spaces, it's got plazas, parks, plenty of stuff to explore, but as you go a little bit further into it, you'll realize that maybe that shiny facade isn't quite what it's cracked up to be. Before we go on, I think it's important to mention that we really took the idea of Nova Praetoria to heart. Each and every street here, let's see here. Everything that you see in this demo, save maybe the tree over there on the right, but everything else there is actually just brand new. We went from the ground up, we built roads, we built buildings, we built newspaper stands. This is a labor of love. The art team wants to give you guys the newest, coolest experience that they possibly can. All right, so let's go look at some more stuff. All right. So as we enter this next area, I'm going to be highlighting kind of the major tech features that are going on here. The goal for this, again, was just to implement changes that will allow players with high-end hardware to really see the game in a new light. At the same time, all these things are optional. If you don't want to upgrade or you can't upgrade, you're going to be able to run this console. It's not going to exclude anybody from it. It's still going to be super cool. But if you've got the hardware to do it, it's just going to look that much more awesome. So the first feature that you'll be seeing here, you probably noticed, is environmental reflections. Yes. So you'll notice as we move side to side that there's actually kind of a subtle distortion that's going on as well. This is kind of simulating the imperfections in glass that we see in skyscrapers in the real world. But that's really not the best part. You watch, bro? We can fly! We've added flight. I don't think I really need to explain too much here. We have character reflections as well. Break the windows. So for kind of the technical aspect of what's going on here, for those of you who are interested, we're using kind of a hybrid solution of cube maps to handle the environment reflections and planar maps, or planar reflections to handle the character reflections, and we're compositing those two together onto the reflective surfaces. It results in a pretty fast way to do it, and also lets us get the level of detail we want for the characters. So you can see that it looks a little different than the rest of COH, even in terms of the skyline.
Kill something.
See what we can do about that. Something that you're not going to see in Praetoria, you're not going to see war walls. We're not going to be changing what's happening in Paragon City, sorry, but the new area, we wanted to have a nice, clean, unrestricted skyline and really have the feel of a contiguous city between all the zones that you're going to experience. All right, so another tech feature that we've implemented, you might notice if you look down in the courtyard. Yeah, we've got the trees, we've got the geometry, everything is casting shadows in the scene. We've implemented real-time dynamic shadows that actually change with the time of day. All right. So as you can see, it really does affect the feeling of depth and realism in the city. It's something we've always wanted to do, and now the hardware can handle it. So we're doing it. We have another tech feature that's a little bit more subtle, but kind of equally important in my eyes.
It jumps.
And take a quick look here. The tech that we have here is ambient occlusion. Some of you guys may have seen this in other games, or maybe you know what it is. For those of you who maybe don't know what I'm talking about yet, ambient occlusion is basically, it's the phenomena where corners, intersections, areas where light can't reach really easily, they get darkened in the real world. This really helps in games to create kind of a sense of depth and shading. You'll notice over here that we kind of have this soft shadowing going on there. If we turn it off, you can really see what it's doing. So, turn it back on! So I think that with the conjunction of the shadows and the ambient occlusion working together, it really paints a compelling picture of depth and the geometry. Now, I'm going to do something painful, and we're going to turn all this goodness off. We're going to take a look. You bastard! Why did you do that to that? All right, as you can see, it's a dramatic difference. But at the same time, you're able to experience the content. You're still going to get all the cool architecture. You're still going to get all the cool cityscapes, all the cool plazas. Everything that we're doing for Going Rogue, you're going to get it, even if you can't turn on all the bells and whistles right now. But it should be a good incentive to ask for a nice Christmas.